October 16th on Speed for the first time. Barrett Jackson, the world's greatest collector car event, is live from Las Vegas. From the most exotic sports cars to one-of-a-kind prototypes, from celebrity rides to timeless classics, all will cross the block to the highest bidder. Barrett Jackson begins October 16th, 7 Eastern, live from Sin City and only on Speed. Take a look at those 5 of Mike Skinner back on pit road.
So critical for that aerodynamics of that right front corner of that truck. You see them working with a lot of that barrel bound. But remember, right now, what happened to him coming off pit road? Watch him now. He's going to pull out of his pit. Right top of your screen, very top of your screen. Actually spins the tires a little bit and then makes contact with Landon Castle, and that's what damaged the right front corner of that car.
That's another experienced driver having problems and running into a kid, and the kid's thinking, what'd I do? I'm leaving the pit. And Skinner's truck got loose on him when he put the gas down, got sideways, and he wasn't able to keep it off of Landon Castle. Caused Skinner a lot of damage. I don't think that's there is enough to hurt anything, Phil.
I don't think so either.
We talk about experienced drivers. One of them is out of this race now and standing by with Adam Alexander.
Amazing season for Jack Sprague continues. I'm not sure what else can go wrong. Jack, what happened on track that put you out here?
Well, Ernie and the guys gave me a great truck. I don't know where we were at the beginning there, up there on the outside, about 6th, 7th, and something happened, lost cylinder. The motor just quit, and then it came back on, and it kept sputtering, and I was down a cylinder, and that kind of put us back down a lap or two, and I could get up there in the middle of the draft, and I could hang on, even though it was missing. And I don't know. Apparently Kyle was under me and I didn't get the word. I had no clue, but I hate it for these guys. It's been an absolutely horrible year, and we had another good shot at, a good, a little, somewhat of a chance to win and a good shot at a great finish, and until it started sputtering. So I don't know. It's frustrating.
Tough luck for Jack Sprague continues. Another disappointment here at Talladega.
Adam, let's talk a little bit about the big picture. We're under caution here, but as we get ready to go back to green, how about where Ron Hornaday stands? All the way up to 11th right now. Remember, he was back in 26th whenever they had that pit road speeding penalty, and he and Johnny Benson right beside each other on the racetrack. And when they came into pits last time, Hornaday put on left side tires, Benson put on rights, and they're ready to go the distance. But the points championship just couldn't get much closer here in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. And these guys ready to go, but they'll restart on the racetrack right beside each other. Should be fun to watch these two as they continue to battle through the final laps here at Talladega.
And again, coming into this race, 1 point separated Johnny Benson and Ron Hornaday. Benson is your point leader, and he still holds on to that lead, but now that lead has increased to, well, about 5 points. So still the tightest points battle in NASCAR. Mountain Dew 250 presented on Speed by Toyota. Continuing from Talladega Superspeedway. We're inside of 20 laps remaining in this race. A 94-lap race, 250 miles. And it's been action-packed here on this 2.66-mile super speedway. And what a change it's going to be in 2 weeks when we go to Martinsville.
Well, it's only about a fifth as large as this racetrack, but you're going to see beating and banging. We saw Johnny Benson running second in the spring. Looked like he was going to finish second. Last corner, got bumped from behind, ended up finishing back in 25th. Look what that would have done if we'd have got all those points then. But, hey, remember, guys, we've got Dennis Setzer up front. John Andretti coming off that great run 2 weeks ago in Las Vegas when he finished in the 4th spot. These guys both were 2 of the most recent trucks on pit road under green. They stayed out for track position.
But I don't think they can hold off those Fords. Colin Brown laying there in 3rd spot. We saw the speed he had. Brian Scott 4th. Scott Speed 5th. Eric Darnell 6th. Those are fast trucks. It'll be interesting to see how long Setzer and Andretti can hold that 1st and 2nd spot. I don't think long.
Adam Alexander, you've got another driver you think might be in the hunt.
Brendan Gaughan restarts 12th rather, and he got left side tires on that last pit stop. They feel good, and he's got some added help. Rick Crawford, who lost the engine, his teammate, an Alabama native, said, I'm not going to the house, I'm going to the pit box. He can't win today, but he'd love to help his teammate Brendan Gaughan to victory lane. Krista?
If you've been following Matt Crafton today, just a quick update for you. They had to come back in during the series of pit stops on lap 69. They had to fix the right side window. We saw Joey Logano have trouble earlier in the race. They were losing a brace, so they fixed the window. They went ahead and put left side tires on as well.
There's Matt Crafton in that Menard Chevrolet.
21 trucks right now on the lead lap. And I would dare say that any one of those 21 trucks could win this race. We've seen the strength. You just talked about it a few moments ago with the Fords, especially up front. We'll see if somebody can do something with them.
Well, they're going to start out next week at Martin, or a couple weeks at Martinsville, running into each other on purpose. Watch how the intensity picks up here. They're going to start running into each other here on purpose late in the going to Talladega, I bet you.
Green flag in the air. It is Dennis Setzer, and you see the plume of smoke going back there. That's the speedy dry they put on the racetrack that's getting blown off now by these race trucks. Dennis Setzer down to the bottom of the racetrack. John Andretti's right behind him. Here comes Colin Brown in the 6 on the outside.
Colin Brown has the 16 of Brian Scott behind him, 22 of Scott Speed, the 99 of Eric Darnell. They're side by side, 2 by 2.
You can see John Andretti's doing all he can do with Dennis Setzer, pushing that truck down the back straightaway. Setzer had his hands full, but it worked. He's able to hold serve against Brown on the outside.
How about the 2 young guys on the outside? 2 20-year-olds on the outside of that line on the inside of the 2 veterans, Dennis Setzer and John Andretti.
And guess what? Ron Hornaday right now has the 9 of Mike Wallace behind him. Remember, that's the guy he didn't want to be around. Now Todd pulled out there, and they've got a little run. Look how far back Eric Darnell's going.
He's going to drop back. He's stuck in the middle, and no one's helping him out, and so he'll drop back. We fall back into 2 lines up front, 3 wide behind him. We got a little smoke coming out of the 21 of John Wood, it looks like.
That's speedy dry. Speed Zorb down there there was a lot of speed Zorb put down from the 2 of Jack Sprague.
Look at Setzer trying to hang on to that truck. Andretti's doing all he can do to help him. But that's how crazy it gets late in the going. They're pushing on each other, Phil.
Yeah, everyone else fighting back in the middle. There's Hornaday and Mike Wallace out on the outside.
3 and 4 wide as they come out of turn number 4.
This is the perfect storm for a fan to sit in the stands and watch, because the trucks on the bottom aren't as fast as the trucks on the outside, so they're not able to just take that inside lane and drive away with it. In fact, Colin Brown now is taking the lead.
He did it again. He moved to the inside line. Let's see if he stays down there. He is going to go down there and run on that inside line, and so he's hung that 16 out once again.
He said, thanks, Brian. I appreciate the help, but I'm going to try to go win this race on the bottom.
He's trying to explain to them how good he is, but these guys in the middle lane are going to make a move on him.
I'll tell you what,
drafting there.
They're fighting back now. Here comes that Albertsons Toyota Tundra of Brian Scott moving to the outside, trying to lead this race at Talladega.
Huge push from Kyle Busch, got Brian Scott all the way up beside Colin Brown.
Adam Alexander, have you heard him breathe yet?
He's been very quiet on the radio, and the crew has as well. And you know, what's interesting about his run here today is the fact that if you look at his season, only 2 top 10s, but one of them came earlier in the year at Daytona. This kid understands the draft, and he's proving it in the late going here today. But look at Kyle Busch, the veteran on the outside.
He had the lead when they crossed the start-finish line. It is 3 wide for the lead.
This isn't going to work. They can't keep this up.
All the way around the racetrack, 3 distinct lines, and Kyle Busch got a little bit loose there. A big shove by the truck behind him.
All these trucks are pushing each other, trying to get the advantage. The guys on the outside, just let me push you, just let me get you a little bit up front.
Look at this shot from the Goodyear blimp. What an amazing scene this is as they work their way through 3 and 4.
Eric Darnell's the fastest truck here. He's proven that today. He's right behind Kyle Busch on the outside. He's going to make it 4 wide.
Oh, he
does make it 4 wide.
Kyle Busch is hung out 4 wide when they cross the start-finish line. Who is your race leader? Well, the computer says it's Brian Scott that led that lap by 39 1/1000ths of a second.
I'm not going to say this again. This won't work. They can't continue to do this for the rest of this race. There's going to be a big crash. Someone will push someone too hard, get them sideways, and set off a chain reaction. I promise it's got to happen.
And it's going to be from the bump drafting. That's probably what's going to cause it. Look at Kyle Busch go for the lead.
Kyle Busch and Todd Bodine made a huge run there, and they are out in front now.
Look at Mike Wallace. Loses his momentum, tucks down to the inside.
How about Ron Hornaday? In that 33, he's made his way up into the 3rd spot now.
And his tongue is hanging out. I guarantee he's like, well, how did I get here? Where am I at? And where'd I come from?
You mentioned it. They couldn't hang on that much longer at that pace, and now we've broken into a long line on the inside. The 2nd line trying to catch up once again.
It's going to happen. Those Fords will be able to push that 2nd line up to that leader. The Toyota of Kyle Busch just isn't as fast, Phil, and he's down on the bottom.